Doc, what did you decide to switch the matchups and get PJ on Nikola and Joel?
You know, we talked about it last night and the night before. And, you know, I watched the Miami game from a year ago, and I thought Tuck did a really good job on him. So we just felt like at halftime we wasn't up into him. He was catching it where he wanted to catch it. And he's such a focal point of their offense that if we can get Tuck can get up under him, make him catch it above the three-point line. Now those handoffs, you can go under. They don't matter anymore. Where in the first half he caught everything on the elbows and low. So I thought Tuck, you know, listen, Joel was phenomenal. He had 47 points. But we don't win the game if P.J. Tucker doesn't play. And the way he played in the second half was extraordinary.
And Tobias in particular made a bunch
and Tobias is a good pickup, like, because we don't, you know, I was going to go with DeAnthony, and I went over to Tobias and said, can you guard Murray? We can get bigger, can have more size, and I won't say what he said when I asked him the question, but it was filled with bad language, you know, like in a good way, and he did it. So that was good for us. I mean, that's what we mean by like Tobias being a star in whatever role we asked him to be in. Tuck today, you know, that's the type of win. That was a good win for us tonight.
You guys have shown a pretty good ability this year to come back from deficits, so you'd probably rather not have the deficits. But what did you see today in terms of what caused you guys to put things around?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I thought in the first half we were too busy trying to score. We thought it was going to be like an offensive game where we're just going to trade baskets with them. There was no physicality in that first half. We had 10 deflections in the first half. We had 20 deflections in the second half. And so to me, the second half, we played the way we have to play to be a good basketball team. In the first half, we wanted to trade punches. They were shooting 66% at one point. And I just thought physically we changed the game.
Doc, the PJ tip in at the end, is that one of those plays where you're just like, okay, that's what PJ Tucker just brings to this basketball?
Yeah, just he's experienced. They were trying to rotate off of him. He dives to the basket. He knows how to play basketball, you know, and that's why we went out and got him, because of nights like tonight, he can win a game for you, and he did that.
I feel like in the first half there was a lot of back cuts because helpers were out of position. I guess how important when you're playing Jokic straight up like that without sending doubles is how important is it to have your helpers be in the right spots?
You know, it would have been nice if we talked a little bit in the first half. It would have been nice if we made Joker catch it further out. And it would have been nice if when they back cut in your chest. We work on it every day. And tonight we got off the bodies a lot, and and I said it at halftime. I said, guys, if we're going to play off their bodies, and if they're not going to back cut right into our chest, then they're going to have a hell of a second half. I said, you know, it's up to us, and I thought we did that in the second half.
Was it more of a focus thing, or was it just?
You never know. Well, I know it was, we didn't do a thing in the first half, and we did it in the second half.
Matisse was really terrific on the defensive end, just being able to allow you guys to kind of get stops. What did you just kind of see? The
same thing. I mean, him, DeAnthony, Tuck, Tobias tonight. Like, you need guys to defend in a league where teams are scoring 126 and 119. You still got to get stops, and I thought we did that. It's funny. I thought all of our defensive players were amazing tonight.
I feel like we haven't really talked about Joel.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, so you guys have gotten better in terms of crunch time execution.
Yeah.
I mean, how much of that is just Joel hitting his prime years, and this is?
Yeah, it's probably his prime years, but he's in the right spot. You know, I swear I was going to strangle Tyrese twice because we were running the same action, and then he shortcutted it twice. And even James, the king of the shortcut on plays, was yelling at him like, you can't shortcut it because then they can switch. But, you know, leaving him where he had to end up at the elbow by himself. The only help was Tobias' guy in the corner. And the one time they came, Joel made that pass. That was huge because then they wouldn't come anymore. So just the little things, I think it'd be a good film session for us to watch to see those.
Feels like everything is so playoff focused, you know, with the NBA.
Yeah.
I guess to have a matchup that kind of just felt that big with those two guys playing against each other, two good teams playing against each other. Was that something you kind of sensed from your team?
Yeah, I did. But I didn't think we, again, got into playing, like just playing right until the second half. back-to-back games that you can make a case for. The intensity in the Brooklyn game, the intensity tonight. I think all those games are good for us. We don't have the experience. Neither do they. A lot. They've been together, but they haven't had that deep. So in the bubble, but. I think it's good for any team that really hasn't been through it.
You guys have one of the tougher schedules down the stretch.
Yeah, March is tough.
Yeah, you mentioned having these kinds of games Wednesday today. Are you glad to have a stretch like that going into the playoffs to really feel like you are going to be tested?
Well, I want. In March we have one every night, so I would rather not. It's funny though. The March schedule is tough more because of the travel and the back-to-backs than the opponent. The opponents are all tough. We don't care about that. That's going to be an interesting month for us on what we're going to do as far as playing guys, resting guys. That's a tough month.
Were you kind of expecting a performance like this from Joe, considering this week and not making the All-Star starting?
Yeah, I don't think that was the point. But since we're on the subject, I would like to say it one more time. We should vote for the top 24 players, period. No conference, nothing. Just vote for the top 24 players. Anyone disagree with that?
I mean, there's no conferences anymore with the teams.
That's the point. And they pick the teams anyway. So, I don't know. Clearly, there's incentives with guys' contracts, so you'd have to work that out. Still, you can have two starting lineups. Top 10 players are the starters, which I think Joel would be in that. You know what I mean? So we can eliminate that problem. I'll stop there.
This every game, though, you might want to just keep it the same.
Yeah, it could be a point. Let's keep offending Joel by fining him and not putting him on the All-Star starters. Thanks, guys.